Hello, assalamu alaikum, good morning, khush aamdeed. Ji aya nu, goeiemorgen.
Bakhair agile, ni hao, junashumme, washbale, ohio gonzaimus, guten morgen, hola, boyor, privyet, kaifahal, hale shamachatore, ahlan wasalam, marhaba, buna, mucho, gracias, swabi up, and a very amazing good morning to everybody who's tuned into PTV World and are watching World this morning alongside the very fantastic, the very superb Shiza Hashmi and Shahzad Khan. Hello Shiza, how are you doing today?
I'm doing absolutely great. I am doing absolutely lovely. Thank you for asking. What about you?
Well, I think I'm doing great too as well. And ladies and gentlemen, every now and then, whenever we come on air, whenever we are in front of you on your television screens, we have a public service message. But today, the kind of public service message we have is directly in relation with the kind of topic we're discussing today. So, ladies and gentlemen, today I think the message I had was that before leaving from my house, I actually went up to my mom and I said that I don't know, it's been years and I always think of hugging you or giving you a hug, but I don't know, I always shy away. And then my mom was like that, I'll always be your mother. No, it doesn't really matter how big or small you are. You can always come up to me and give me a hug. And
that's so sweet.
It was very relaxing for me. And the way I felt was very superb. The way I felt was very unnatural because it wasn't really happening quite a lot in my life. So ladies and gentlemen, for all of those loved ones you have around you, please make sure that you tell them every single day that you love them.
That's so sweet, first of all, Shahzad, and so precious as well. I feel like I really have to appreciate the fact that I understand sometimes men can be like uptight about their emotions, right? They're not really comfortable speaking about their emotions usually. So you took a step and spoke to your mommy about your love. I feel like that's a beautiful step. A similar thing happened to me yesterday, not entirely similar though. So my family's here in Islamabad for a week. And why they're here? Because we have to meet. It's been so long.
Are you preparing for something?
Yeah, we're preparing for life. Anyway, so Shahzad, so they were in Rawalpindi and I was living in my hostel, but I wanted to see them so bad because I knew I was going to be busy today. So yesterday I bought tiny gift hampers and stuff for every one of them and made gift bags. So here's the thing. It does not matter what you're giving to someone, right? It's the thought that counts. And I feel like, from my parents to the youngest of my sisters, all of them were so happy and ecstatic about it. It made me feel good. Like I really forgot about the fact that, okay, I had to, do all or put in some effort and everything. Just seeing that smile can actually make your day. It's all about love.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much for saying that. And ladies and gentlemen, love is actually force of nature. And whenever we talk about love, love cannot be controlled, love cannot be commanded, love cannot be demanded.
Can't be contained as well.
It just comes naturally. I mean, for example, the way we cannot control when it's going to rain or when it's going to be a sunny day, since it's not in our control, so same is the part with love as well. You cannot command it, you cannot demand it, as I said, but eventually when it strikes you, you can obviously choose to love or you can choose not to love, but once love is there, love is bigger than you. That's something which everybody needs to understand, that love is always going to be bigger than you.
I love it, how philosophical you sound about love.
And I feel it, because half of the time I think that the younger generations, the problem they come across is that the kind of age frame or the age bracket they are in, obviously their parents are not getting them married, but they do love somebody, and then eventually there are a lot of complications. But then at the same time there are examples, there's this new couple which is very famous on internet, the kids just 18 years old, the ladies even 17 or 18 years old, they went up to their parents and they said, hey, see, we want to marry each other, so what do you have to say? So father not saying that, oh, you're not doing anything, you're not running a house or you're not capable of doing so. He makes sure that his son or the daughter is actually going to get married and live a happily halal life as well. Absolutely. And I think that's great. But coming back to love, ladies and gentlemen, just remember, love is always bigger than you. But for all of those people whom you love, even if not they are able to be a part of your life, I think if you love them, the love will continue to
flourish as well, to grow as well. That's so beautiful, Shahzad. I feel like that was more than a message. I feel it was a beautiful thought to share with everyone early in the morning as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some visuals for you to see about how you can, nurture your love in a relationship. Let's take a look at it and come back and, start the discussion with our guests over here.
Let's do this.
Imagine that each healthcare journey is like taking a road trip. And just like any road trip, maybe the route isn't always clear. The road might get rough or winding at times, or an unexpected detour might come up. We may even have to weather some storms or change a tire along the way. No matter what happens, this road trip, our healthcare journey, is special, and we'll be taking it together as a team. And every patient, family member, and healthcare provider is an important part of the team. Just like giving the best medicines and treatments, we believe respectful communication is one of the most important ways we can provide the best care to patients, families, and each other. And since we're a team, we all have a role to play in making sure everyone experiences clear and respectful communication on our journey. Just like a road trip, our healthcare journey may have ups and downs. The feelings we have during this journey may be understandably strong because this journey is so important and we all care so much. Respectful information sharing is how we can keep the lines of communication open between the patient, family, and the healthcare team. If we share our concerns and questions and listen to each other with respect, we will keep our communication signals strong and have the best reception possible throughout our journey. This is important so we can all be heard and understand each other's message, especially during times of strong and tough feelings. It's important to pull over and check in with each other from time to time during our journey, especially if the road gets bumpy. This allows us to take another look at our map, have a better understanding of how everyone is feeling, maybe even find a new route, or take time for maintenance and repairs. Your healthcare team will be checking in with you, but please don't hesitate to ask your healthcare team to pull over for a rest stop at any time. Healthcare is a journey that is best taken as a team where everyone is treated with respect.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so just think about it. Love cannot be imprisoned and love cannot be legislated. It's not a commodity, but love, ladies and gentlemen, coherently is very empathetic as well. And for people who are in love, ask them, they're living a good life.
Absolutely, and you know, the love can actually flourish or grow in any sort of relationship, be it with your siblings, your parents, your pets even, your fish in your fish tank as well, your friends in your school, anyone at all. So this is what we will be talking about today. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we have been joined by some very amazing people.
So ladies and gentlemen, first of all, one of my favorites as well, you know, he's a relationship coach, and you know, he always he always grabs us by a shock as well, the kind of things he do, you know, or the kind of activities he's involved in, you know, and whenever he opens up his mouth, you know, there's always something worthwhile listening to as well. So ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, we have a relationship coach and a motivational speaker over here in the studios with us. He's none other than Dr. Khalid Mahmood. Hello, assalamu alaikum. Good morning, how are you?
I'm good.
I love you, brother. I love you. Thank you very much for joining us. Wonderful to have you.
Thank you so much.
And alongside Dr. Khalid, ladies and gentlemen, we thought that, you know, we should actually, you know, figure out what goes in the brain when we say, I love you to someone. What kind of chemical reactions take place, you know, do we even have the power to think then when we are in love or not? Or can we make logical decisions when we are in love? Or does even logic make sense when you are in love, or logic shouldn't be there? You know, so I think that these are the questions which we need to ask her. She's a psychologist. She's none other than Miss Anam Khan. Hello, assalamu alaikum. Good morning.
Welcome, salam, and thank you so much for having me here. It's a wonderful show.
It's always wonderful to have you.
It's wonderful to have you. So let's get started, sir. Does love need logic?
Well, the thing is that at times it doesn't. I think love is the most subjective but beautiful feeling. It makes sense to you, but it may not make sense to anyone else. So that is a subjective feeling. That is why. And like you said, that when you say someone, when you tell them that you really love them, it actually brings on a lot of changes in you. It does makes you relax. It does make you a different kind of a person. So yes, it may make logic to someone, or it may not make logic to someone. It is subjective, but yet it is beautiful too.
All right, thank you very much for saying that. But ladies and gentlemen, initially, you know, when you fall in love with somebody, it's all beautiful, everything's green, you know, and you're ready to take every chance life is going to give you. That's perfect. But eventually, when love kind of gets a little worn out as well, so the problems rise. Now, when we talk about compromises, when we talk about people living with other people, they're obviously very different sort of feeling to that, because you as a person will be very different in comparison to me. You know, my requirements will be very different too as well. So this term complication, and then there's this one more term, compromise. Do you think that both of these things go hand in hand, compromise and complications within a relationship?
Yesterday I was talking to someone on the.
Who was that
Again,
someone? Was that a lady or a man? That's something I need to
that
know.
has to be confidential.
It has to be called.
Well, that was someone.
Yeah, there was someone, because I keep counseling and coaching sessions.
Yeah.
And I was talking about that the words we use, those matter.
Okay.
Every word has got a meaning,
Yeah.
and every word has got a neurological effect on you.
Absolutely.
If you talk about compromise, if I say I'm compromising with you, compromise means a resistance. Compromise is something which is block, that there's nothing to explore more.
Okay.
Okay, so we don't need to compromise on relationship. We need to adjust and readjust.
So that's the
Just
same.
change-
That's
no,
what I was
it
gonna-
is not the same.
It's just a different word.
No, it is not a different word. It is a different meaning. It has got a different neuro association with you.
Okay.
Okay.
When you do compromise, mean that you're like this.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. When you
Win
say
lose. Compromise is a win lose.
yeah,
Okay.
when you compromise something, when you talk about compromise, when you use this word compromise.
Right.
But when I say okay, let's adjust.
Yeah.
So adjust mean on a both side.
Yeah.
Compromise
Okay,
is always
got
on
it.
one
Okay.
side.
Okay.
You got
That's
it?
great. Yeah.
One thing. Second thing is that understanding of love. That is the most important thing. How do you take love?
But isn't that
To-
like, different for everyone?
It is different, but there are standard things.
Of course. Okay.
There are understanding. There's a level of understanding. How you understand that, how you do.
Okay.
There is a love. People think that love is equal to pain. If you will think love is equal to pain, you will have pain. People think.
Okay. Yes.
People think that if you are not into pain, if you're not misery, you're not suffering, you're not in love.
Oh, yes.
No, that's not right.
Okay, you're saying that people think that love has to be painful.
Exactly.
Oh, all right.
That's
all
what I'm
right.
saying. So if you understand the meaning of love, that what love is, so you are going to do it in a way that the way you understand.
I agree.
You
yeah.
will not expect something from someone else. Second meaning, we take it that if you love, so you have to give me. Since I love you, so give me this, give me this, give me that. Actually, love is something, I say,
Oh, I
if
like
you are in love, you don't have any misery.
Yeah.
If you are
Obviously.
if
If you're in the
love,
right kind of love.
right kind of love, very right. So if you are in love, you don't have any pain.
Okay.
So if you love, you give. In love, you don't try to ask and expect and everything and everything.
You just give.
It's
You just
selfless,
give.
right?
It
You
is
just
like
give
that.
without expecting anything.
So now you said the complications. Coming on to your question, complications come when we fall in love with someone just by appearance, the beauty, dressing, money. Complications come when we don't fall in love with the thoughts of someone. Actually, I always say that when you are in love, it means you are in love with the personality. You are in love with the thoughts.
किरदार के साथ मोहब्बत है.
You are in love with the belief system of somebody.
Okay.
Exactly.
If you will start your relationship and you will see after some time, you will have complications just because of your thoughts, just because of your beliefs,
All right.
your habits. So if you change your habits, if you change your thoughts, if you change your beliefs about love and the other person, the complication would go. You don't need to compromise anything. You would be adjusting and readjusting in that case.
All right. So I'm going to further that note and start the question with Anam and then come to you as well.
Yep.
When you are entirely in love with somebody, anyone, like you mentioned, sir, you become so selfless. You want to do anything for them. But in that process, often, Shahzad, you want to adopt their qualities as well, be just like them, love them for who they are. Sometimes people tend to lose their individuality or personality, who they were during this process of love. It does happen. It does happen. I'm pretty sure you
I
all
would
agree.
answer this. After,
Right.
after
So,
that.
Anam, how can we retain ourselves and be true to ourselves while equally loving the other person as well? Is it possible, first of all?
Well, it is possible, but that can be destructive too. When you don't have healthy boundaries, when you don't know yourself, you're just like that. This is something, like Sir said, that this is something unconditional and I'm going to give my all. So that may lead you towards destruction. Why? Because you don't know who you are anymore. Now you're a completely different person. So you need to see that how sustainable that thing is.
Okay.
That for how long I can do, maybe for a year, max a year or two,
Right.
but for how long I can be someone else. I can mold myself into a very different kind of a person. So yes, initially for sure you need to adapt a lot of things. You need to know, you need to set that pace, you need to set that pitch where you both can go along, where you both can assimilate. But finally you both need to have some individuality. You both need to have some healthy boundaries where you need to respect each other for who you are. Like it's not like at the end of the day they don't know who we were and now we are a very different person and now we can't even accept ourselves. So having healthy boundaries and being who you are at the same time getting along really well is very important.
I think that's there.
I want to add in
Yes,
that.
please do.
Because what happens is when we understand about what I said, that love is about giving, it does not mean that love is always sacrifice.
Okay.
Again, the word.
Yes, that's very important.
Okay, and it does not mean the compromise. When you did compromise, it's gone. I just want to mention here that whatever partner you are living with, you have to see that how that person is. You will come to know after 6 months, 1 year or somebody. You will find so much negative people in your life sometime.
Okay.
You will find so destructive people in your life by coincidence. You didn't understand, you couldn't see, whatever happened. So after some time, as she mentioned very well, she mentioned that you have to see in a 6 months or a 1 year that what are you exactly doing. You cannot, just keep giving and giving and giving and lose yourself in a process. So you have to understand about other person's actual, how that person is.
Right.
If you find it out that is something different, you have to take a
While
decision.
being yourself.
While being yourself.
Thank you very much for saying that. So, which is why now, ladies and gentlemen, I think that we are going to make the conversation centric about Pakistan as well.
Okay.
So now over here in Pakistan, first step is friendship, second step is love, third is marriage. Now the problem over here is, since we are talking about love in relationships, do you think that if you love somebody, it is really important for you to marry the same person?
I love how long the silence was. Anyone wants to contribute something over here?
I'm here.
Okay, yes,
go
please.
ahead.
I was just thinking you were about to say something.
No,
That
no,
is
go
why I was
ahead.
thinking what
Go
you
ahead,
said.
go ahead.
You did like that. I said she's going to
Dr. Saab,
say
aaje,
something.
Look. Or even if you're not going to marry the same person, do you think that the love will still persist?
Now you have to take a culture aside. You have to take your own society's own, whatever people think, you have to aside. If you're just asking me as an individual, it does not mean that if you love someone, so you have to finally marry her. You can be good friends, you can spend good time, you can share your thoughts, you can share your beliefs, you can learn so many things from each other. The marriage is something when you have decided to live a whole life with someone.
Yeah.
And when you love somebody, obviously that's what you think in the first place.
This is how it is. But love is not equal to marriage, I think. It is just not love, marriage, love, sacrifice, love, pain, love, misery, love this, love. You don't associate love with every other thing.
All right.
The only thing is love is just love.
No, while I think I agree with you, love is not opposite to marriage, but marriage is often followed by love, right? I mean, like you mentioned.
Followed by love, yes.
Yes, like you mentioned, when you are so fully in love with someone, wouldn't you want to share every moment of your life with them? And that is marriage.
But the second part was that would that be able that if you love someone, so you would be able to retain that love or not after marriage. So at times it's not even possible. Why? Because if we talk about in general, so yes, we have some false expectations too, that tare tod ke lana and a lot of things. So if you have that kind of expectations from the other person, so that may not be fulfilled. So you need to see that marriage is a full-time job. It's a 24/7 thing, and you need to be realistic about a lot of things. So those expectations which were being fulfilled before, that may not be fulfilled later on.
Yes.
So this is something which we need to see.
All right. I think that is very beautifully explained as well. But here's the thing. So lately, I'm getting a lot of advices from a lot of people about relationships, how to maintain them, what to do, what not to do. Ye karogi to aise ho jayega. So what I wanted to ask you guys, being the perfect people, the coaches, is there a certain formula that one has or a pattern for love? And is it similar for everyone?
All right, so I won't agree to that. Why? Because we are different. We are different individuals, and there is no fixed formula. And I just tell my clients that, see, this is your relationship and you're into it and you know really well how to deal with it. Even I may not be that objective, I may not know how to deal with it. Why? Because I don't know the person. I'm just getting to know that person through you. So you may be subjective. So the thing is that there is a limit. Till then I can suggest you about it, but at the end it's you and your relationship. So stop taking advices from everyone, live your life and think what to do.
You know how Pakistani,
I
love
very
this
common
culture as well, but you get free 2 cents from
Exactly,
every direction
exactly,
coming
so
in.
true.
Would you have something to add to this, sir?
I would add it that there are certain things about a human psychology. There are
Okay.
certain things about a man. There are certain things about the woman. We have to understand those natural things, and we have to go about that.
Okay.
Yes, it is a subjective. Yes, it can vary with the man or person to person, but there are standard things
Okay.
which you cannot violate while being in love or while being in a relationship.
Like what?
Well, I'm saying that, like, there are two types of triggers in relationship: positive triggers and negative triggers. If you make during day, during night, during all your conversation or working, that you just make triggers. You have seen the
Unintentionally, right?
unintentionally triggers. These are the neuroassociations which we actually connect due to the events happening around you. If you are in a state and you just made a trigger of that thing, so next time a person just says that thing and you are of that.
Yeah.
So you have to identify those triggers. You have to identify those anchors. So there are skills you have to learn during the relationship. It's just not that, okay, it is happening, so it will happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to make it, you have to actually evolve, and you have to learn each other. And after some time, you will come to know that what exactly other person is, how his or her habits are, and how he or she wants you to behave.
Yeah.
So these are so many certain things.
Thank you
like
very
that.
much for saying that. But since Shiza actually had a question in between, so I kind of let it go. But then now it just came back to me again. So now the sole reason why I asked you this question, that we're in Pakistan. First of all, there's friendship, then there's love, and then there's marriage. But I think that people over here are very confused, as in because they do not know what love actually is. Because if they are really in love, that means that whenever they're going to be in a relationship, whenever they're going to be a married couple, they're going to live their life happily.
Okay.
But that's something which does not happen very often over here in Pakistan, especially. So for 1 year, you've been married. I think almost that's all it takes, and then love is out of the window, and then it's all practicality, and it's all kids, and what my mom said, and what your father said, and all of that. So do you think that for all of those people who decided upon love, that, oh, we love each other, let's get married, and then after a year they were like, oh, where was the love? Is love out of the window? Do you think that was really love, that they got married to each other, or it was just infatuation?
This is again a subjective, but in my case, I would just say that
Love is subjective.
it is, but you cannot just say by the words that this is love, this is infatuation, this is what. It takes time to understand that how it converts to be.
Okay.
Actually, love is something, it's a ecstasy of emotions.
Yeah.
The beauty, that the
Ecstasy
sweetness of
of emotions.
sweetness
Ooh, I
of
like it.
emotions. Okay,
Okay.
the more sweeter the emotions are, you feel I am in love.
Yes.
And
True.
if you put the emotions down, so you say I am not in love.
Yeah.
So this is the general understanding which we have about the love. But I say love is something which have to be evolved, which have to be developed, which has to
Right.
be
It has
with
to
the
grow.
day-to-day life. It has to grow. You can fall in love with someone or your wife just on one cup of tea, when she just presents you something and you just fall in love.
Yeah.
You can fall in love when she just presented you some glass of water. She can fall in love with you when she was just going to fall down and just put your hand there.
That's
Just like
beautiful.
These are
traditionally,
very
a khatun brings a cup of tea.
These are so many.
Small-
I tell you,
I
the
love it,
small
yes.
little things. You can just by click of second you can fall in love.
Absolutely. That's
But
so
it's
beautiful.
you have
not
to
all
understand that.
sunshine. This
Yeah.
is what we need to learn, that this is not all sunshine. There's going to rain too.
Maroon 5 ringing in my head.
So we need to be there. We need to have someone, excuse me, on whom we can lean on to. So it's not all sunshine. There's going to be rain. So we need to be prepared for that too.
Absolutely beautiful.
That's great. I think that's a perfect comment to wrap up the segment too as well. But thank you very much, Dr. Saab, for being with us. May your love journey will always be very prosperous as well. And thank you very much, ma'am, for joining us. And ladies and gentlemen, before Shiza actually has a message, I think that there's one thing which I would want to say and I would want to correct. And we've been saying it wrong. We do not fall in love. We rise in love.
Oh, wow, beautiful
Yes.
as well. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, love is such a beautiful feeling. It must, you must let love come to you, because it's going to nourish and flourish your personality, your soul as well. So pull down your walls, open your gates, because love is in the air today.
Yeah, let's do this. So ladies and gentlemen, with that, we're actually going for a short break. And when you guys will come back, we'll make it a little more romantic. How?
Oh,
We'll let you
yes.
know.
Stay
Good
tuned.
morning.
Good morning. Welcome back to World This Morning, ladies and gentlemen, with the very energetic and the lovely looking Shahzad Khan and Shahzad Hashmi on a pleasant Friday morning, when the first segment we actually spoke about love and letting love in and then letting love grow. Well, before we actually move on to the surprise that Shahzad was talking about, it's Friday. Please remember me, Shahzad, and my entire team in your prayers as well.
Exactly.
So, okay, Shahzad, now this segment happens to be very exciting for both of us.
Yeah.
Why?
Exactly. So I'm going to let people know. So, ladies and gentlemen, since we were talking about love, and there's a day dedicated to love today as well. So I think that there's one particular thing which I would normally do when I feel as if I'm in love, and that is that I'll just sing along and I will listen to some beautiful songs, or probably I would say that the other person I'm in love with, she just got me singing. If that's a she, I mean, that can be my father, mother, anybody.
Yeah.
So as a matter of fact, there's this amazing gentleman over here who actually happens to join us from California, and I think that the kind of lineage he's from, we're very interested to talk about that as well. But he just released one of his single. He's visiting in Pakistan. He's visiting different universities, so that once he releases his album, so that he should actually do shows all over Pakistan and all over the world, which I think is a perfect plan. But the best part of it is that his single, which he released so far, is a hit on YouTube with 5.6 million views, and he's got 60,000 subscribers on his channels as well. But then there's one more bit to that, and that is that he was a born singer, and he was born in a family which was full of singers as well.
Or musicians.
Or musicians as well, or music producers as well. Ladies and gentlemen, he happens to be the nephew of Michael Jackson as well. He's none other than Mr. Jaafar Jackson. Hello, assalamu alaikum, good morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
Welcome to Pakistan. Welcome to PTV World This Morning. We're so honored to have you.
I'm so honored to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And I am going to get back to that, but before we ask you about anything, there's this one thing which I'm going to ask you today, since it's 14th of February, and that is, have you ever been in love?
Of course, I'm in love right now. Yes.
Oh, beautiful.
Yes, definitely. No, it's honestly, with music, being in love, it obviously helps when creating and writing stories. It definitely impacts that in that way. So it's exciting.
So Got Me Singing, is your love the inspiration you got from this video as well?
Well, for Got Me Singing, it was just a story while creating. It started with the drums, baile funk, which originates in Brazil. That's why we shot the video.
Oh yeah, I saw
there.
It's lovely.
Yeah, so it has the rhythm, so we want to pay homage to the true sound, so that's why he shot there. It was lovely.
It's beautiful.
And it's just great. But now let's talk about you and your life as well. Ever since you were growing up, where did you grow up? Who did you learn singing from? How did you got your interest in singing? Let us know about you.
Yeah, so I actually grew up playing golf.
Wow.
I wasn't into music until the age of 13. I was playing golf every day. I was getting coached, and then my father gave me a Jackson 5 song called Touch to practice. He said, I want you to learn this song and sing it in front of me in 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
So I was very nervous and scared because I was intimidated by, obviously, my father, because he's very just very strict on making sure you're perfect with your pitch and all those sorts of things. So I practiced a lot, and I sang in front of him. He said he saw potential, and ever since then he started taking me to the studio, and I learned a lot of techniques and new things on how to create a song from scratch. And that opened a world of interest for me, and I became passionate about music ever since then.
Wow. And did you realize at that moment that, okay, forget golf, this is what I'm going to be in the future?
Exactly. I've put golf aside, and I put all my focus on music ever since
that's
then.
beautiful.
Well,
I still
that's
love
great. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you so much. So I was reading the comments on your YouTube video as well, and your, all over social media actually. A lot of people are comparing your voice quality with MJ, and there was such a sweet comment which says that MJ is looking down and smiling because of the song. It was really beautiful. Do you feel like this sort of resemblance in the voice quality of you both, and do you draw any inspiration from his work?
Of course. So I always say, within my whole family, we all have a very similar tone when we speak and when we sing.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can tell each other apart once you really hear it.
Oh.
Like my voice, it's lower than my Uncle Michael's. He has a high pitch.
Yeah.
But we all have a similar tone in our voice. It's just strong genes, I'd say.
Wow.
But I definitely got inspired by his music always up until now. And growing up, I'd watch his concerts on DVDs and tapes, and just study his moves, and of course the Jackson 5, and seeing the cartoon and all that stuff inspired me as a kid.
Exactly, and that's what I wanted to come down to as well, because you said that, you know, your father came in one day and he gave you a Jackson 5 disc or whatever it was, and then you had to listen to a song. But for all of those people who might not know, so Jackson 5 is a band from back in the day where it was all brothers and sisters playing together. But Michael Jackson used to be very young too as well. Why do you think he picked up on a Jackson 5 file, not only one of those songs where it was actually produced or sung by Michael Jackson only?
I'd say maybe because I was very young at the time. I had a high-pitched voice when I was around 12, 13 years old. So maybe he just wanted me to, I'm not sure, maybe he wanted me to just learn because of the pitch and the range. I'm not too sure, but it was very exciting just to be able to perform that for my father. It was very exciting.
And how does it feel now that you've released one of your singles? You know, the music video's out there, it's everywhere all over the world. 5.6 million people have so far viewed it as well. And for somebody who just released a music video and getting such amazing response, I think it must be very overwhelming.
Right, and they know you for you, not for your lineage now.
No, it's honestly, it makes me really happy to know that people are receiving it and are proud of the music and the video, and they are enjoying it. So it makes me happy that they're enjoying the work I created. That really makes me very, very happy.
Oh, that's beautiful. We actually have some various shots from, you know, the making of his music video as well. But just a very short question before that. Like, you know, this was probably last year Drake did a remix of, you know, Don't Matter to Me as well.
Yes.
Are you going to do something similar too in the future maybe?
You never know. There might be some plans. You never know. Definitely.
Okay, fingers crossed for that.
But if you are planning to do something, I think that the song which can actually be redone, well, there's no need to redo it. But if you're going to do it, I think it should be, all I want to say is that they don't really care about us. I think that's the song
love
I've
love
always
it. But
loved.
also times have changed, so I think you might as well change the song a little bit. We'll talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. But right now, let's take a look at this very fun video, a BTS from the music video itself.
And you can even let us know when was it shot, where was it shot, and you know, how difficult was it for the first time to be in front of the camera as a singer. You know, so
let's have it.
Let's do it. From the horse's mouth, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead. So tell us a little about it.
I can see your flower blooming. Cherry trees taste best when they're in season. Picking you was way too easy. Your roses, you left at my door for me to explore them. Open your arms, don't be alone. Stroking the rose, grace the thorn. 'Cause your morning dew might do something new to me.
So yeah, Jaafar, what was happening over there?
So that was behind the scenes of me actually in the studio recording one of the songs that's on the project. It's called Adam's Eve.
Oh,
and that's just behind the scenes, me in the booth recording and working on the certain sections of the song, just making it perfect.
Wow.
Okay, perfect. So here's the thing. Now you've been singing, like you mentioned, for quite some years now. But to hear your voice after you've recorded, and then to see your music video and realize, oh, hold on, this is me. How did that feel?
It was amazing just to see. I've always dreamed of like how would I react seeing myself on TV after recording a video, and it was just very overwhelming experience for me, but also just a moment I will never forget.
Did you expect it's going to be so well received like it is?
No, I just honestly went into it just making sure I put all the work I can into it and perfect it and just have fun while doing it. Always
and
have to have fun.
It shows you did as well.
And I think that's all what matters too as well. But ladies and gentlemen, since, you know, I think we're lucky enough that Jaafar is actually over here in the studios. So a musician is always known by the kind of life skills he's got to himself, or a singer for that matter.
Yes.
So Jaafar, would you mind, you know, because we're going out in 46 different countries, would you mind sharing a few verses from any of your songs so that people would know the kind of talent you possess?
Sorry, a few.
Can you sing a few lines?
I'll sing of Got Me Singing. So
go ahead.
Do it.
I'm on my way to you. So glad you called my phone, told my mind about you. My heart is ready to fall.
Wow, that's brilliant.
Loving it as well. All right, so a quick question though. Are you a morning person? Did we wake you up too early?
Well, I'm very jet lagged because the time difference.
Makes
I'm
sense.
13 hours ahead right now.
And the internal cycle is different as well, right? The sleep cycle and
yeah,
everything.
so I only got 4 hours of sleep. So I've been trying to adjust to this time.
Yeah.
Takes a few days, but I'll get used to it.
That's great. Okay, so you're visiting different universities in
I
Pakistan.
think Shiza is more excited than me as well.
I am, to be honest. So you're visiting different universities in Pakistan. Just yesterday you were here in Nust. What are your future plans in Pakistan and how's that going for you, meeting with Pakistanis?
Yeah, so yesterday I went to Nust and Kamsat University. It was incredible just interacting with the students. They're all so kind and talented, and I love how passionate they are with what they're doing, and it's very nice to see that. But my future plans would be to come back here and do some shows.
Yeah.
Start
Can't
performing.
wait.
Yes, I would love to do that.
Well, that's great. And talking about your music, there's one more thing which, okay, no, now there are two things because we're running out of time, so I think I should ask them quickly as well. And that is, what kind of inspiration do you think that you've drawn from your uncle Michael Jackson? And other than that, since the kind of music you're doing is very relatable to the kind of music your uncle did as well. And now when we talk about newer trends, people are moving towards EDM, people are moving towards other genres as well. Why are you sticking to the old school genres? Do you think that this is something which you wanted to do, or do you think that this is something which the world needs?
Well, I always go for things that make me happy and that I'm passionate about. I love writing music, I love playing piano, I love performing, so those things really make me feel happy, and I always strive to do that.
Yeah.
And to travel the world and just to be here in Pakistan is incredible, and I would also like just to thank CPIC and Zishan Shah for the invitation just to be here and interact with people.
Wow.
It's been an incredible experience for me.
And how do you think you've drawn inspiration from your uncle? I think that's something which we missed out on as well, because he used to read. I was reading this article about Michael Jackson, and it said that once he will make a song, he will keep on listening to that for the next 3 years or 4 years, and then he will say, okay, now is the time to release the song. And even now, when we play those cassettes, the audio quality is probably much more better than the music which is being produced today.
Such a perfectionist.
Yes, no, that's something I learned from him a lot, is being a perfectionist, just making sure you perfect your craft and try and get things to the next level, always trying to get better at something.
Exactly.
Practice makes perfect. So he inspired me in that way, and just creating the videos he did, just his humanitarian work with charity and giving back to people and just spreading the message of unity and love, and I think that's very important in today's world.
All right. So among the youngsters, the new musicians, which ones are the ones that you look, forward to their music as well and look up to?
In America, artists?
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of, I love Bruno Mars. I love...
Now that you've said it, I feel like there's a resemblance of Bruno Mars as well, probably because of the shades.
Really? Well, people say he looks like my family.
Okay.
But yeah, Bruno Mars. I listen to Pharrell. I listen to Coldplay. I listen to Kanye West. There's just so many different artists. It's so hard to keep up nowadays. There's many artists these days. So
no, but it's very interesting to find out what must be on the playlist of an actual musician, of a vocalist, right? So we're really interested. So, okay, let's make it easier. What is the most recently played song on your playlist? Other than your own. Other than your own.
I would say it's probably either a film score. I listen to a lot of film score music.
Okay.
And I love like Frank Sinatra. It's probably Frank Sinatra.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. So, in Pakistan, sorry Shahzad if I'm
It's
taking
all
you
right,
on it.
it's all right, yeah.
So, with Pakistani musicians, I feel it's a safer bet as well. A lot of them come up with singles, right?
Yep.
Because, we're not really looking forward to albums in Pakistan in terms of that music. But globally, albums are working great. So, are we looking forward to an album of yours as well?
Oh, yes. I've been working on that for the past year, and it's coming out before summer. So
wow.
Oh,
yes.
Amazing.
So it's almost ready.
Well, yeah, it is ready. So it's just a matter of doing the marketing and the promotion, but everything is set.
I think that's great. And ladies and gentlemen, I think we've pretty much got all the information out as well. But what you need to do is probably log on to your Instagram or Facebook or Twitter and follow Jaafar Jackson as well. But other than that, before we wrap up, what will be your message to all of those people watching you in Pakistan and outside Pakistan as well? Next, so PTV World happens to be the only English channel. How do you feel being here?
It's honestly incredible, and everyone's been so welcoming and so kind and sweet, so that really means a lot to me. and I really look forward to coming back here and doing a show and meeting more people, interacting with more people. So it's a blessing. I've enjoyed every second of my trip.
I think that's great. More power to you as well. So thank you very much, Jaafar, for being with us.
Thank you so much. It was so lovely to have you.
So whenever your album's out, I think what we're going to do is we're going to give shout-outs to people over here too as well. Yes. And best of luck for your album. Best of luck for the PR work. And may you tour all over the world with your shows. And whenever you're back, make sure that you're back on the show too.
Of course.
Thank
you so much.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Good luck for your trip to Pakistan as well, and good luck for all your future endeavors.
Thank you.
So ladies and gentlemen, this was Jaafar Jackson as well. I'm pretty sure you've listened to his song. If not, then Fine got me singing on YouTube as well. Other than that, we were talking about and celebrating love in relationships today. Any sort of and all sorts of relationships. What did you learn from today's show, Shahzad?
If it gets you to sing, it's love.
Oh, I like it. I like it. That's very nice.
What about you? What have you taken away?
A lot of things, actually. I feel like a lot of things, actually.
All right. I think that
Can't
this
really
is the
pinpoint.
face Shiza makes when she does not really want to share the kind of feeling she's expressing. She does not want to express the feeling right now, ladies and gentlemen. That's the kind of face I got, but it's perfectly all right.
Thank you for taking the hint.
Yes, but ladies and gentlemen, for everybody who's out there, I think, as I said, that love is a force of nature. And it cannot be commanded, it cannot be demanded,
or
it
legislated,
cannot be
for that
imprisoned,
matter.
it cannot be legislated. If it happens, it happens. All you need to do is recognize that you are in love, and everything will be in your path.
Oh, that's just beautiful. And also, love is magical. Please give it a chance. Write to us on a Facebook page with the name of
Well, this morning on your television screens down there.
Twitter.
Well, this morning without a G.
YouTube.
Well, PTV was.
Exactly. And the repeat you can catch at
11 p.m. tonight. Till the next time. 1, 2, 3. Good morning. Thank you.